Hi guys, Linda here. I'm working on my next journal. I do it for, this one will be May, June, July, and August. So 4 months. So I make them every 3 times a year. So I'm sewing in a signature and I'm sewing it in just a little bit different. And you see my books have lots of just plain pages. This will be the first time I've used coffee dyed paper. And this was something I got a long time ago. This paper, gosh, I forget now, what is it, 11 by 14 or something like that. It's like a legal size. Yeah, I think it's, maybe it's 8.5. Yeah, it's 8.5 by 14. Anyway, and that's kind of what I use. I buy an art paper and cut it that way. But I just wanted to show you, I'm working on the third signature. Well, I'll show you the front. So the front, this was a pair of those great big jeans that I got at that garage sale. And I took it apart and I used my quilting tools to cut it even. And then I lined it with this. And then I took the pocket and I kind of took it apart so that I could have this part out here. And then it has a pocket here and a pocket here for, you know, pens or pencils or whatever. And then the signatures that I've sewn in so far, I had these beads with letters. So I put the lake, summer, and then summer was a little bit too long, but that's why that one's kind of bumpy, but that's okay. Then a heart, then time, so summertime. Then I put cottage, fun, fishing, swim. So that's what I did. So now the rest of them, I'm probably just going to use these little glass beads because I'm not thinking of any other words. Who knows? After I do this row that I'm going to show you, I may think of some other words that for summer, but we'll think. I'll think about it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you because I'm doing it differently. Usually I punch all the holes and measure it all out and do all that. Well, this time I decided just to sew them in. So I've got the signatures up close to the fabric and I'm just going through with a needle. So I came through there. Now you can see I don't have any hole there or anything. And I'm kind of looking where I came out down here, because I'm going behind that one. So I'm going to go right about there. I'm going to look in here and just make sure that I'm going through the center of all those pages and that I'm kind of close to that last stitch right there of the last signature. Okay, so that's the way I'm doing it this time. I'm going through the middle of the papers. Then I'm kind of looking back here. I'm a little bit higher than the last one, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter if they're all perfectly lined up with all these beads that I'm using. Of course, now that I'm doing it on camera. So I only want it to be like, you know, 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch away from the last stitch. Now, it's really hard to go through all of this, but I can press it down on this board I have here, and then the needle, I don't know if you can see that, then the needle comes up and I can work my way through there. And I have this all clipped so it holds on tight, okay? So now I'm going to put some beads on here. And I take it out of the needle and get my little tray of beads. And these are just little, I don't know, they kind of look like seed beads. But when I was coming up this way, I had to spell the words backwards, you know, because that's what would happen. I wish this was a little tighter, but really, if it's too tight, then your pages are going to rip and all that. So it's better not to be too tight. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of do the same thing I did here, which was like these little sea glass looking beads that are kind of square. I have tons and tons of beads, and I'm not real fussy about, I don't give it a lot of thought when I'm picking out, you know, what I'm going to use for my beading. I mean, I don't go through every single bead I own and try to figure something out. I do kind of look, kind of looking for a little octagon one right now that's like that. Here's one. Some of them aren't drilled all the way through. These are glass beads, so they are, but some of the letter ones, I think those are like a plastic. And there was one that it was like the core was solid. And, you know, the needle I use won't go through these beads. So I do have beading needles, but it works just as fine to do it this way. And yes, I am putting that in my mouth to thread it on. The book is for me, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just waiting for the phone to ring. My niece is supposed to have her baby any time now. And they went to the hospital last night just to see how far along she was or something, and they were talking about inducing her and all that. My sister's telling me all this stuff, and then I text my sister this morning, well, did they come home last night? Is there a baby? And I get this thing back, phone's dying, don't have charger. It's like, really? Your daughter's having a baby and you don't have your phone charged? Okay. Whoopsie, I came through the wrong spot. I want to come through the same hole there. Okay. And maybe because it's my journal, I'm not that, you know, careful. I don't know. So then I'll go all the way up here. Oh, and I have the end clipped here so that it doesn't pull all the way through. Okay, so now I have to find, oh yeah, I can do this. Find, here's where the other one was, the last signature. So I know I want to go through here. I'm checking back in here, there, back in here, to see if I'm anywhere close to where that one was, and I am. And then I'm going to push all the way through the blue jean. And I'm just going to show you this one signature going in. And when I get, there's 5 signatures, so when I get the next signature done, I'll come back on and show you the book. I've got a couple other ideas. I think maybe this one would be. I took a trip, oh gosh, years ago with a friend. We did a road trip to New York, and not to the city, to her granddaughter, who's now a teenager, 16 or so. She was in a ballet recital. So we took a trip, and she is so good about stopping at places. My husband's never were. And I'm the same way. I kind of like, all right, go from point A to point B. She's really good about, let's check this town out. And so we went to this one town, and we were both kind of doing things with beads. And she said, well, let's Google a bead store. And so we did, and we ended up in this little town with this amazing bead store. I have no idea if any of these beads are from that trip or not. It's so bad. I should mark things better, but I don't know. These probably, I would say, would be from St. Phinney's, but I don't really know. So as I'm putting them on, I'm also kind of keeping track, which is where I got in trouble here. I wanted all those letters. I should have gone in a little further down than I did. Up here, the word the was such a short word. I went in here instead of way up here. So that's just, you know, the beauty of doing it this way. You don't have to have everything exactly the same. The pages are all going to stay in there. It's not like anything's going to happen to them. So I'm just kind of doing like 3 of these little square ones, then something else. And here's another one of these blue ones. When I do the buttons on a signature, I kind of do it the same way. That's a really pretty bead. Look at that one's like a raindrop one. I wonder if it looks really tiny. Nah, that one's not going to work. But I do need a little one because I'm almost there. So maybe when you're watching this, I might be at my cabin. I'm really thinking about going up and opening it up. I got the water turned on and the internet turned on, so hopefully. So out here, I'm seeing where I went in here. So I just want to come over just a little bit and try to hit the middle of the signature. So I can look up in here and see where my needle is and point it into, oh dear. Yeah, see, I can point it into the fold of that signature and just work my way in there. And again, I'm just going to push it against the needle against this mat I put on my table. This is a tile from, I think, my kitchen floor, I guess. That was here in the condo when I moved in. Okay, so now I have to come. I went from here to there, and then I came out here. Now I'm going to go in here and come back in the middle. So here I'm coming out just where I went in. And so since this starts May 1st, today is like April 27th or 8th or something like that. Let's see. Move my... Yeah, today's April 28th, and I need it for the 1st of May. Okay, so now I'm going to put more beads on it and then go in here. I love doing this part. You know, just making the signatures like that last one I did in buttons, and I like using different things. Let's see. You know, and like if I can't get it in there, I just pick up another bead. I have these pretty flower ones, but they, well, we'll try it. Because they're, you know, a flower and they go over, if the bead part's deep enough, it'll cover up the bead in front and back and it'll work. But, ooh, that would be another good word, would be flowers, because I have my flowers up there. Oh my gosh. Well, my flowers, they're Mary's, my mother-in-law, the lupins and the foxglove and there's even some, oh, I forget what it is now. What's more of this green? Oh, there's forget-me-nots for sure. Is it bachelor buttons? used to know so many flowers. I kind of do patterns if I can, you know. I mean, it's not totally serious patterns, but if I can get something that looks good. Okay. So this is just a little different way that I decided to do my signatures than I normally do. Okay, so now I want to come out of that center and the same spot, but kind of on the other side, so I can tie it. I do have to flip back and forth to make sure. Now see, look at that big mess. So I gotta go like that and pull the thread, make sure. So you do have to, you know, flip back and forth and make sure everybody's behaving back here. And they are. So I can flip it back to this side and unhook this. And then see how these are both on either side of that? That is just fine. Then I do a square knot. And then I'm either going to let these hang or not. Kind of got bent up there. I should have a few more clips around here just to hold it all in. But all right, so far I have 3 signatures in here. I'll have to reclip all this when I sew the next one in, but I can just kind of show you what I have so far. So the cover, and then it opens up like this, and the signatures go on like this, and they're all pretty close. You know, it seems to be working out pretty good. I'll show you more about these pages when I get in there. So that's pretty even. So crossing my fingers, it's working out so far. 2 more signatures to put in, and I will be back. My journal's ready for me to use, so it's going to be a lot of blank pages, but I'll just show you what I did. I stitched on some letters that say enjoy the nature, and this is on a pin. I was going to pin them all on, and I thought, oh no, I can sew them on, so I sewed them on. And I might do more embroidery around here as the months go on. So that's just what's fun about this. Then I put this ribbon through here. This isn't a ribbon that it is a ribbon I've had for a long time, and it just never seems to go with anything, and it's wired, but I thought, oh, this will be good just to tie it shut. So then I finished all the sewing all the signatures in. Let me open that up like that. And so I already told you that it said that the lake, summertime. This one says time. Then cottage, fun, fishing. Oh, I put an X and an O there because I love fishing. Swim. And then I put a row of beads. And then the words friends, birds, what's this one? Flowers, bugs, a lot of bugs up there. And then another row of beads. So that's the signature sewed in. And then the pages look like this. Now this is some paper. I think it's vintage. No, it's Graphic Fairy that I printed off. And I just felt like I wanted the beginning of each signature to have something, a piece of paper, I guess. I don't know. I think I was watching Stephanie at Coffee Paper Scissors, and she had printed off some really pretty digital paper. And so I went in and found some, and it has some bees in it. In summertime, there's bees. And then on the other side of it, I did print lines. So this will be the first page, and I'll journal everything I do that day on that page. And then all the pages are just going to look like that until you get to the center of the signature. And the center of the signature is this page that has the calendar. This is from Graphic 45, and I just copied it because I didn't know. For one thing, the paper I have is really old and it's really thick, and I didn't think it would hold up too good. See, this is like the original, and some of them, when I fold them and stuff, they crack. I know I can wet them and stuff, but I thought I wanted more of a paper-like, so I copied it and put it in here. All right, so then the rest of that signature has just plain paper. The next signature starts, well, it ends with the other side of that graphic fairy paper. And so the next one starts with that. And then I just put these in here because I was counting the pages, because I wanted to make sure that when I got to June, I know it's not going to be exactly right, like here's June 1st, but the center of the signature is a couple of pages away, and then that's where the June calendar is. So the center of almost every signature, one doesn't have it. And then that graphic 45 paper again to start that. This would be June 17th, and the middle of this one will have the July calendar in it. Okay, so then it goes on, more blank pages for me to fill up, and then the end of that signature. This signature, because that's July, and I didn't put a calendar in the middle of this one. I'll show you that in a minute. I took a piece of that wallpaper book that I was playing with, and I covered the outside of this signature with that. I didn't use another one of those. And I have some pockets in here for, you know, stickers and tags or anything else I want to put in there. And you can see that's shows that it was the wallpaper. So then July, that's July 15th. And this one, because by the end of the signature, I'm really not into August. I didn't put the August calendar in here, but in the center, I put this cool bee. I just saw this today on I guess it was Pinterest, and it was an Etsy shop, and I just had to buy it because I just thought that was so much fun to put in here in the center of the signature. And I might end up finding more things that I can put in. You know, that's the fun part about the journals, my journals. I like to build them, so I don't want to have a lot of pockets and things in it already. I want to, when the time comes, I want to put it in. So that's the end of that signature. And like I said, there's 5 signatures. So this is the 5th signature. Again, I used that paper, all blank sheets. And then in the center is the August calendar. So I know when I want to find a calendar, I just need to, you know, open up to the center of the signatures, except for this one, it'll say no. Go find another one. So that is my journal, my next journal. And I just put this one here so I can tie it, and I can put that under here. So I can tie it shut if I want to. I just have it, I don't have it sewn in here. I thought that looked so summery though. I don't have it sewn in here, I just have it slid through the letters. So there you have it, my next journal. I hope you like it. I hope you're having a great day and finding fun things to do. Bye.